Hello, Melissa here. What a day. Today has been amazing, and I initially planned to go live earlier, but with such amazingness today, I decided to do my favorite thing, which is spend the time with my baby. And we took a bath, and we just hung out, and we took an amazing nap, and we cleaned the kitchen while she was in her carrier, and I decided just to focus on her and I until she fell asleep. And then I finished cleaning up the house, the kitchen, and I washed my face, and I am now ready for bed. But I really, really wanted to make a mark for today, and I want to be able to come back to this video and just even see myself in this moment of me today. It's so hard to think about putting it into words. If me a year ago could see today being possible, but me 2 years ago, when I started the insurance exam queen business, I didn't know how much magic could actually happen in my world. I mean, I knew there was magic. I knew there was wonderful things. I already had magic happen in my life before. I'm not saying had zero magic, but how quickly, how epically, how amazing I would jump from 2 years into what I am now, the life that I get to live now, and what's happening in my world now. Me 2 years ago could not have seen such a beautiful future. At best, I was seeing me living in a van traveling the countryside, because that was the best that I could imagine me doing at that point in time. I had quit my corporate job, and I started doing this on my own, teaching the insurance exam on my own, away from the corporate company. So one, that I could help more people, and that I could do it my way, and that I could run my own life, my own schedule, how I wanted to look, dress, wear my hair, whatever. I wanted full ownership of myself, my skills, my time, my talents, my worth, my value. And I decided to go for that 2 years ago. And in the first month, and technically I started in the middle of January, so January 18th or 16th until, I think January 16th. I didn't actually announce it on my Facebook until 2 days later. But I started the insurance exam queen business January 16th, and then by the end of the month, January 31st, in my very first month of business in 2022, I made $220. And that was amazing to me. And I even posted about how I had booked my first tutoring session, and it was $33 an hour. And then I had booked my first class, and I think I had charged $55 or $66 an hour. I don't know. I was posting about everything I was earning and everything that I was doing. And the first month was $220. And then it was an amazing year. My first year in the business, we did over 6 figures the first year, starting with only $220 in the first month. So January of last year, January of 2023, we were at 23,000. So in my very first month, half month of the business, it was 220. And the very next year, we were at 23,000. Now, to be fair, true comparison of course, the very first month was half a month. So not a true comparison, but you get the point. $220 in the month of January for 2022, and $23,000 for the month of January in 2023. And we have completely blown 2024 out of the water, over $70,000 in 1 month. And that is what we were celebrating. And then another celebration came in. It is wild, the magic that gets to happen in my life when I am the author and the director of my life. Today, I checked a few emails. I did a couple things. I mostly spent the day shopping with my baby, calling and taking care of my grandma, hanging out with David on the floor. Like, it was an amazing day. An amazing day. I made a TikTok video. I put that out. I got on Facebook here and there. And not only did we get to celebrate our highest month ever at $70,000 in 1 month on evergreen course sales, work that I did, a year and a half to 2 years ago, put videos together in a course and sell them on repeat. Hours of work that I did are making me unlimited amounts of money at this point. Like, how magic is that? So magic, so magic. And not only did we have 70,000 this month, and the month isn't over. I mean, heck, we could have a $10,000 day tomorrow, and we could hit, 80, 90,000. But today was our first $4,000 day, and it ended at 4,220, 422. What magical numbers. This is my life. Like, this is my life. And I am so blessed and so honored to be the insurance exam queen. I mean, I know I talk about the money, but I talk about the money because I want people to know how much they don't have to be living like you're living if you don't enjoy it. I know I was so caged and imprisoned by this belief system about money and how money is limited and how I have to work hard and I have to have a job and I have to do these things and I have to go back to college to get more educated to be able to make more money, and there's never enough money to pay for all the things, and even if you make more money there's still not enough money. Like, it was, and the most I had ever made, was at my most recent job, somewhere between like 60, 65 maybe a year. I think it got up to that with bonuses and whatnot. And now to make that in 1 month, like, that's, oh my God, $4,220 today. And I do have a team of people. So I do want to state, I do say I made this much money, and I did, like, my company has made this. Oh, the baby's waking up. But I really value my time and my freedom. So I do hire a lot of people to take care of my website, my customer service, and all the things, and run the business so that I can spend as much time with my baby and my family as I want. And it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the people on my team, I'm so grateful for them. They're so utterly amazing. They all just are standing with me in this desire to live a life that we love and to make, our value of what we feel we should be making out in this world. And it's so amazing, the people who have enrolled with me on this journey and work with me and work on my team. And I pay them more than I have ever earned in jobs before. And it's just this beautiful, beautiful thing that I get to do, that I'm building this company, that we're helping so many people pass the exam, that I am blowing my mind, other people's minds, about how much money we get to earn. And I want to say, like, I'm not that special. And what I mean by that is anybody can do what I've done. And I'm not saying you have to do it the way I did it. This is not about having the perfect business system or the perfect idea or whatever it is. This is all about going after what I love, what I want, what I desire, trusting and knowing that when I go after my passions that God, source, universe has put in me, that when I go after what it is that I want, I will receive all the money I need and more to take care and support my family. And we get to change our beliefs about money. Like, I will tell you right now, I support a family of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adults, and just about, no, more than that when you consider my employees. But in my personal family, I'm supporting almost up to, like, I think 8 to 10 people. And I'm the one who makes the money, and then everyone else contributes in different ways around the house and with what we do. We don't live with 8 people, like, but I'm supporting households that are not my exact household, but this is because they're family. And, like, when we this is part of the separation and the division, is we think each individual should be earning a set amount of money to take care of themselves, when maybe that's not their best skill set, and their best skill set is doing something else. And like allowing within our what David and I consider to be our family, and who's involved in our family, everyone gets to do what feels good for them, what works for them. And what works for me is being the one who makes, the money to be able to support and sustain our lifestyle and the things that we want to do. But we've been convinced that everyone needs to have their own job and make their own amount of money, and it would be weird or awkward if other people supported other people. Like, David and I are truly building our own village, and we're picking our people who get to be in our village with us. And I'm in charge of making the money for the village so that we can be and live how we want to live. And it's so amazing, but the baby's waking up. So I am celebrating $70,000 this month in the business. It's over $70,000, and our highest $4,000 day. It has been amazing. And this is only one stream of income, by the way. We still have the YouTube money, we still have Excel money, and I also make money on my Magic Money course. So this is just Insurance Exam Queen. I'm also making money by telling other people about how they can make money. And if you are interested in any way of making money to where you can have a life of freedom, support your family and whoever it is you want to be in your family, to be able to own your time, own your worth, own what you look like, to really have freedom within your life, and you desire that, sign up for my Magic Money membership. It is not a course. It is a Facebook group that functions like a playground, and we get to explore, we get to have fun, we get to celebrate money, we get to talk about money, we get to play games around money, and everyone, as so far as I can tell, everyone in there is having a great time, and they're super happy to be in there, and I'm really enjoying the Magic Money membership as well. And if you're not quite sure on the membership, cool, just listen to my videos. I go live every week. Right now it's been on Thursday with Magic Money, and then I upload them to YouTube, and I'm just helping you to know that you can change what it is your belief system is about money, that you can create your life that you want, that you can have your desires, that you're here to have your desires, and that you get to do what you love, you get to do what you enjoy without having to listen to a boss or someone else tell you it has to be this way or that way, and that you only are allowed to earn a certain amount of money for what it is that you want to do. It gets to be better than that. My life is way better than that. And it's getting more and more magical every day. And I am so freaking ecstatic and excited about that. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Your life gets to be beautiful. What you get to do gets to be beautiful. And regardless of your past. Like, there are so many things in my past. Look at that beautiful baby. Oh my gosh. Even in motherhood. I was an adoptive mother, and I was not in any way a good, on a scale of like murderous mother to like absolutely loving mother. Yeah, I was an okay mother. I wasn't murderous by any means, but I was controlling. I was manipulative. I didn't have the skills. I didn't know how to manage or regulate my emotions. I didn't know, how to respect another person, especially when they're younger than me. And the version of who I was then with my daughter, I am so sorry for her and what she had to experience. But the life that I get to live now with my baby, having learned my lessons, having, really tapped in and tuned into who I get to be, and that I don't have to be, a person who is angry, who is bitter, who is stressed, who is living based off of what she saw other people live, that I get to choose, that I get to say, I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to live that kind of life anymore. I don't want to feel that way anymore. I want to feel good about each day. I want the people in my life to feel loved. I want us to have a good time. This is so much more than money. My entire life and my relationships have evolved to a place where I am just so in love with my life and the people around me and what I get to do. And it's just incredible. This is so much more than the money, but the money is what allows us to unlock the freedom to get to this place. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like, I just look at my daughter and I just freaking, wow, wow. Like, me 2 years ago thinking of having a kid and living out in the country, like, this was always a dream, but it seemed so impossible and so big. And there was all these constrictions on it. Like, how would I even meet a guy in the country, and how could I even have a house there? Like, I was thinking of everything having to happen based on what I believe reality is, which is, get a job, have enough money, and then you can't have a job where you can live, like, you can't live in the country and have a good high paying job unless it's a remote job, and remote jobs are hard to get, and you have to have these certain things in order to get a remote job. Like, I had all these beliefs about how it wasn't possible for me. And when I decided that anything could be possible for me, then it became possible for me. And it's so, so beautiful, like, so beautiful. And what a beautiful day to celebrate $70,000 1 month. Like, I cannot wait for this year and what's going to happen. What is January 2025 going to be? Is it going to be celebrating $1 million month, or is that already going to happen? I feel like it could already happen. I feel like sometime this year could be $1 million month for me, which is amazing. And that's one thing I want to talk about too on Magic Money is I keep saying $100,000, or I keep saying six-figure month. I'm only 30,000 away from that, which seems like a lot of money, but I just made 70,000 this month. And our average was around, for a few months, we were hovering around right around 40,000. So I think it's probably September we were probably at 40,000, and then like 50,000, and if I started at $220 and I could make 70,000 now in 1 month, like, yeah, of course I can make $1 million in a month, potentially by this end of this year, in the middle of this year, maybe even next month if things blow up. Like, I am not going to put a limit on anything, and I'm going to celebrate the F out of everything. Like, some people would say, oh, she's been saying 6-figure months and she hasn't hit it yet. Like, do you think I'm disappointed that I'm only $30,000 away from 100,000 in 1 month? That I've increased by 30,000 with my 40,000 average. I've been saying 40,000 a lot because that was my first, 30,000 I think was my teaching salary to begin with, but my typical teaching salary was around 40,000 a year, and I started making that in a month. And then my corporate teaching salary was close to 70, and I now just made that in a month. And it just gets to compound, it gets to expand, it gets to be exponential, and it's just amazing. And if you want any type of this juice in your world, sign up for my Magic Money membership. It's going to get juicy. It's been juicy for me. It's going to get juicy for anybody in there. And oh my gosh, I'm just so in love with the life that I am building and what I am doing and how I am showing people that we don't have to live according to what we've been told and all of these things. Like, it's just magical. It's magical. So if you want to ride this magical ride with me, I have to sing as a magic carpet ride, magic money ride. Let's go. Where are you going to be in a year from now? I know I'm looking at multi-millions. You can look at 6 figures. You can look at any amount that you want to make that is exciting for you. Let's go. Let's make it happen. If I can go from $220 in a month to $23,000 in a month to $70,000 in a month, if I could go from a $33 an hour to now, I mean, what would it be? I mean, I'm working way less hours. I'm making like $1,000 an hour in the business. Like, cause I worked 4 hours today, not even. I spent most of the day, let's see, I started the day with my Pampered Chef order. I spent all day like spending money. I started with a Pampered Chef order. I got an amazing party, and I was able to get a ton of free, over $735 of free stuff. So I put in an order of Pampered Chef. Then I paid my grandma's car insurance bill, and then I bought a ticket for her to fly out here to come and visit. And then we went shopping, and I found this amazing piece of jewelry that I really loved, costume jewelry from a while ago. Then we went to Aldi's, and then we went to Walmart, and I mean, I just spent all day spending money. And it was my highest day yet of $4,000. And that is just so freaking wonderful. And David spent money today. He paid somebody money to, like, this guy just showed up, was like, hey, I got rocks I could put in your yard. So we had a guy dump rocks, and so David spent money. And like, who gets to just, like, how often do you just get to celebrate spending money and making money, spending money and making money, and feeling good about it? We feel so yucky and so gross about money. Like, we do, like, oh, she has so much money and she's spending her money, and look what she spends her money on. We have all kinds of judgments. Like, I know I used to judge people, like, even in a mom's group. Like, I have a nanny, I have a maid, I have people who help me take care of my house. I want to spend all my time, as much as I can, either working on Insurance Exam Queen content, because that's what I love, taking care of my daughter, or hanging out with David and doing what I love. So yeah, I pay other people to take care of things for me so I don't have to take care of them. And they're happy to do it. They're happy to receive money for those things. And I was in a mom's group where they attacked a woman because she had a nanny and because she had a cleaner. I'm like, well, I have both. And damn right I'm privileged for that. Damn right I'm blessed for that. Like, hell yeah. Not only do I get to have that support, I'm supporting them. They are happy to have the work. They're happy to be here. Like, why is there any wrongness in this? Why is there anyone upset about this? Because they don't have it? Well, if you believe you can have it, you can have it. If you want to make changes in your life, make changes in your life so that you can have this. This isn't only me gets to have this, and this isn't only because I'm lucky and only for whatever reason. Like, anybody can live the life that they want to live and be happy about the life that they're living. You just got to let go of the beliefs that say you can't. It's that simple. What you believe to be true becomes true. What you believe to be true becomes true. And question why you believe everything you believe. And is it something you want to believe? Does it feel good to believe that? And if it doesn't, then change the belief. It didn't feel good to me that the only way I could make money was with a corporate job and a bigger education and another certificate that I had to spend thousands of dollars for to get in the first place. That no longer felt good to me. It didn't feel good to me that someone else got to choose my time and my talents and my skills and what I got to do. It didn't feel good to me. So I said, what would be a better belief? A better belief would be that I get to own my time, my talents, my skills. A better belief is that I get to make as much money as I want to make. So that's such a better feeling belief. And it was scary at first. But you just keep going. Everything is scary. Choose your scary. Everything is hard. Choose your hard. This road was by no means easy and paved in gold. There's been struggles. There's been hardships. There's been times. There was even just a few months ago when I was at my sister's house in Charlotte, whatever time that was, where I was like, I'm so frustrated by everything. I want to just let it all go. And that was a big moment of growth for me, because even the most delicious meal becomes shit. Imagine, like, we struggle so badly with understanding that there are moments that are not pleasant. There are moments that are not pleasant in our life, and we focus so deeply on them and we hate them, but we ruminate in them when we should just, okay, yeah, this is an unpleasant moment, and then we move on. Because again, even the most delicious food becomes a pile of and we can learn to accept that life does have awful moments, and that not everything is sunshine and roses, but that when the sunshine and roses are here, you get to celebrate them harder, you get to enjoy them harder, life keeps moving forward, just keep moving on. I trust that everything is working out for me. I trust that everything's going to get better and better from here, but it doesn't mean that there's never a struggle, there's never a worry. Honestly, I don't worry too much, but I think one of our biggest problems is that when a struggle happens, we think it's like the end of the world. We think like everything's over now. Like I used to really have a struggle in my in my relationships with men. And there's could be a lot of reason for this, especially with my childhood and the way my father was. And I watched my parents argue all the time about, like as soon as they got into an argument, one would threaten to leave the other. So I grew up watching a relationship where both people would threaten to leave each other. Well, mostly my stepmom. My stepmom would be like, I'm packing my bags and leaving. And she would do that all the time. So when I have conflict in my relationship with David, because our relationship is freaking amazing, but that doesn't mean we don't have moments. We screamed and yelled we didn't scream and yell too hard like I used to. But I've had moments. David and I have had tough moments. We had a disagreement about what happened today with the baby, and we had our moment. I said some things, but I didn't say nearly as nasty things as I used to. But I used to have the urge to say, this is over and I'm leaving, over a simple disagreement about how we wanted to handle something with a baby, And in my old way of being, because of what I witnessed in my childhood, I used to, when something like this would happen, I would threaten to leave. I would threaten to go. I would, make all kinds of threats. There's no need to be a threat. What happened today, so even though we had conflict, all I see is the growth. I see the growth of how I used to be. I used to be someone who would have a conflict with a partner and threaten to leave and make threats to them and try to make them feel bad and try to make them feel awful, and then keep telling myself how I'm so right and how they're so wrong and how dare they and F them and F this. That's how I used to be. And now, he's like, I need a minute. And I was like, and then I walked away and I went on the treadmill. I started moving and getting out my energy. And then within 5 to 10 minutes, he came in. We talked. We sorted it out. It wasn't long before he was like, get over here. And I leaned on his chest and I said, you can tell me you're sorry now. And he's like, I am sorry. And then he's like, and you can say it too. And we resolved it. It's gone. We moved the energy. We heard each other out. We talked about what we can do in the future. And this is nothing that I ever got to witness as a kid. I never saw two healthy people in a relationship resolve a conflict. I only saw fighting and screaming, and then eventually something would happen between the two of them, and then they'd be back together again. But it wasn't true healing between them. It was just, pretending like things were okay and then whatever. Like, I didn't get to witness a beautiful, healthy relationship, but I get to have one now because I chose something different. I wanted something different. I said, I don't want to be in a relationship where there is screaming, where there is yelling, where there is fighting, where there is bitterness, where there is angry, where there is threatening to leave, where there is taking everything personal and blaming the other person. Like, I don't want any of that. And I went to therapy and I did healing and I've read books and I've made all this progress. Like, when we talk about like manifesting things, you get to have things instantly, but you also have to do the freaking work. Like, I am a completely different person than I have been in the past. And we have to make different choices to have different things. We have to make different choices to have different new experiences. We have to make different decisions to see a different path before us. And when we understand that most of what we do on a daily basis is a programming and conditioning from what we received in childhood and what we believed to be true and what we thought we had to function and what we thought we had to do. When you realize that you get to change that programming, when you realize you get to decide that you get to be on a new path, and you have to do the work to clean out the old and to build the new, it wasn't all fun and games taking out of me the toxic patterns that I had. And I may still have some. Like, they'll reveal themselves as time goes on, as my relationships go on. I will reveal to myself more potentially toxic patterns that I have. And when they show up, I know how to address them. I know that I can go to therapy. I know that I can move energy out of my body. I know that I can make a change. I know that I can be different. And I know that I know that I have tools, and I have a positive outlook on things instead of a negative outlook. And that is such a huge difference. I accept where I am, and I believe that it can only get better. And instead of thinking things get worse and get worse, I can't live in a downward spiral. It's just not who I am. I don't see things getting worse and worse. I have moments where I'm like, oh, things are worse and it's just going to get more worse. It's going to get more worse. There are some people who live that way 24/7, and they continue to find evidence that their life is more and more worse because they keep speaking it into existence. I speak into existence, my life gets to be better and better. Look at how great my life is. My life is getting even better than this. Look at how wonderful my life is, and my life even gets to be better. That is what I say. That is what I focus on. That is what I repeat. And that is what I see. That is what I witness. My life gets better and better because I keep saying it gets better and better. Because I keep focusing on how it gets better and better. Because I celebrate how it gets better and better. If you focus on what you don't want, and you hate the things that are happening, and you don't look around at what you have, we're so spoiled. So spoiled. Not one single person on here can tell me that you're not blessed to the effing degree, because we live in a place where you have a cell phone in your hand. You're able to watch someone else in another part of the country or the world talking on a screen. You're not in a field. You're not dying of hunger somewhere without any access to help. You have running water. You have clothes. You probably have some housing over your head. Like, you're not naked and alone in a cave or some dirt. You're not. You are blessed beyond belief. Blessed beyond belief. And when you could just see what's around you and focus on that, you've got running water, you have a house, you have clothes, you have a soft bed, you have a pillow, you have coffee in the morning, you have a cup to put your water in, you have clean water. There are people who have to risk life and death and rape in order to get water. Somewhere in the world, there are people in those situations, and we complain. We complain. Our life sucks. It's terrible. Instead of focusing on what you do have, the more I celebrate the simplest thing, like having running water, having a house, and these aren't simple things to some people. These are luxury things to some people. Our scale of perception is so skewed because we're so easily able to manifest things we want, and we don't see that power. How quickly do we get to see something come to fruition in this timeline than someone on the Oregon Trail, for instance? They had to spend months moving from one side of the country to the other side of the country. We only have to do it in 4 hours. Just get on a plane. No trip have I taken from one end of the country to the other that's been more than about 4 hours. 4 hours from one side of the country to the other. And there are people that lived on this earth in the United States who had to spend months, and risk their death and their life and their family to move across the country. You could do it on a plane, you could do it in a car, you could do it on a train. They had to do it by foot. Can you imagine walking 30 miles a day at the risk of death and new territory, something you've never experienced, animals you've never seen before, land you've never seen before, snow, grass, like all kinds of things you have to deal with. And we now do it in hop on an airplane. Oh my God, and I have to complain because I didn't get the seat that I wanted. And then this noisy person on the airplane was bitching the entire time. And then my luggage wheel broke on my suitcase. Like, could you imagine somebody on the Oregon Trail going through what they go through, listening to us complain about getting on a plane and flying 4 hours across the entire country without anyone dying of hysteria? And we complain, and our life sucks. We are so blessed, so blessed, so blessed. We have so much abundance around us. You are powerful beyond measure, powerful beyond belief. We manifest so quickly now that we're numb to it. We're numb to how quickly we can bring to us what it is we want to bring to us. I turned off that numbness, I hope. Like, I really do spend time thinking about how grateful I am to have running water. I romanticize my life. I enjoy the fact that I get to sip hot cocoa. I enjoy the fact that my sheets are soft and warm. I enjoy that I get to just lay back and sit with my husband and our baby and just watch her crawl and laugh. Like, I really, really love all these moments in my life. I really focus on how much I enjoy getting to live my life and how wonderful it all is. It's so wonderful. So wonderful. Instead of thinking about what needs to be changed, what needs to be fixed, what's not working, like, yeah, could I have even more? Yes, I can have even more, and I will manifest all of the more. And could things be even easier? Yes, things could be easier. There's always more to gain, sure, because abundance is unlimited. But sitting here thinking that I don't have enough is crazy. I have so much more than some people could even fathom living in their life. I am loaded with blessings and abundance. I'm sitting in a chair in a beautiful home with soft pink light, with my baby on the bed, with my husband doing his fun stuff, like he's doing his thing right now, having his night. I have a little fireplace going. I have a mantle where I can put pictures of my family. Like, how wonderful is all of that? That is so freaking wonderful. So wonderful. And my ancestors, Melissa is named after her great grandma who had to birth her children in a barn shanty thing. Like, hello. Like, it was only a few generations ago that we were birthing our children in barns and working the land to be able to eat and struggling. Like, and it wasn't even struggling, like, because that was easier than other versions of humans who have lived. I really, really appreciate the ease of my life. And every time and I don't have to wash my clothes very often because now I get to pay somebody to go wash my clothes. But when I go wash my clothes, I imagine Mary, like 100 years ago, scraping her clothes against a rock. All I have to do is put in a machine, hit a button, and walk away. And we complain about look how much laundry I have to do. Instead of being blessed by the fact that you have all these clothes